right, Nighthawks, this is Unit 4, Lesson 6. Our objective in this lesson is to use varied protractors to distinguish angle measure from length measurement. Okay, so you see I have two figures here. I have figure A and I have figure B. Both are circles. If you notice, my figure A is much larger than my figure B. However, you should also notice that they both have a 90-degree angle. So no matter the size of the arc, and this is our arc, I've outlined that in red in figure B, and in figure A, it's blue. So no matter the size of the arc or the style of the protractor you're using, they're all going to measure our 90-degree angle exactly the same. So maybe you have a protractor that looks like this, where you have the ruler that goes straight across the bottom, and then you have the arc that goes over the top. And these come in various sizes. So sometimes they're really small, like you see here on my page. Sometimes they're much larger, like our figure A, or even larger than that. Okay, you have your template, and you should notice that your template started off looking like this, where you had those 3 circles in the middle. Well, that's going to be difficult for you to be able to use if you didn't go out and purchase a really inexpensive protractor, or if you didn't have one at home from an older sibling. So all I did to my template is I cut out that middle. I took what that circle was, I had this circle cut out, and then I just put that arc in there. So I'm going to be able to see and line up what I have in each of my figures. I can go down and do the exact same thing to my bottom if I want to, once we get into moving beyond the 180-degree line. Okay, so the arc doesn't matter. You will notice the arc doesn't matter. That just means my lines extend out to my arc, and these have to go a little bit longer to extend out to that arc, where these don't have to go as long. Which is great because when you are using your practice book pages, you notice this is a really small angle with very short lines here. I might have to extend out those lines because when I put my protractor up, what happens to some of those lines? Do they reach the actual measurement I'm needing? They do not. So when this happens, we take our straight edge and we're going to extend out our lines to make them longer. So I'm just going to line it right up with that. And I'm going to use my pen or pencil. I'm going to get down in here so you can see. I'm going to have to extend out my line, which also extends out that, makes that arc a little bit longer and wider. I'm going to extend out my line on this side, and I'm going to extend out my line on this side. So then when I put my protractor up, no matter if I'm using the arced one that looks like this or my circle one, now when I place my protractor on, and we always line up right with the vertex, just like our template when we used our template. There's my 90-degree template. I'm going to line up with the vertex, and I'm going to line up right with my circle. So I might have to cut mine down a little bit more just so that I see where that line is. Okay, and I'm going to go straight through. If I can get really close, it's about what? 40 degrees. My line is pointing. If I extended my line out a little bit, it might extend beyond that 40. So I like to extend my lines out as far as I can get them. Okay, so I'm going to say this is 40 degrees. Okay, it's not going to be exact because our templates are not perfect. This again, I'm going to extend out those lines as far as I can make them. Okay, I'm gonna line up my protractor. What do you notice about this? If I go this direction, what's it pointing to? 140 degrees? Is that possible? Is this an obtuse angle? No, this is an acute angle. So remember, that's why we did obtuse and acute. Acute needs to be smaller than 90 degrees. This is our 90 degrees. Is that smaller? Yes. If I move over here, is that angle smaller than our 90-degree template? Yes. It's acute. So when you're measuring angles, that's why you have, I can flip it over. My page does not have to stay exact. So I'm gonna move this, still putting that in there. And this one is moving at about 30 degrees. So I flipped over my protractor, I flipped my look of it, and now it's going the direction I need it to go in. Okay, so it's about 30 degrees. So you are gonna have to move your protractors. Depending on the angle that you see, you cannot have it. Now this one, what does that look like? If my template fits right in there, then it's gonna be a 90 degree. If my template fits in this one, gonna be 90 degrees. Okay, and then of course we have some of our straight angles. All right, may the 4th be with you.